instant ramen noodles. Is there anything better? I'm going to make some instant ramen noodles. I was waiting about a week before I made these because I had ordered from Amazon 5-spice powder because I was all out. So first I'm going to boil, or not boil, but cook the perfect egg for my ramen noodles. Would you like to know the secret? Take an egg out of the refrigerator, put it in a pot of cold water, bring it up to a boil on high. Once it reaches the boil, then you will turn off the heat and you will let it sit off of the heat for 15 minutes. Now here is the unboxing or unwrapping of my Amazon delivery today. The last thing to come in are my potato chips. The one thing that I wanted to come in first was the potato chips. They are my nemesis, I said before in my previous video. But here we go. 5-spice, Chinese 5-spice. This is so good inside my ramen noodles because the little packet of seasoning that comes with the ramen noodles, I do not use. Way too much sodium in there. I don't use it. But I do add spices of my own, which you will see later on in this video. But I was a happy camper. My Mr. Noodles. I had get a unboxing of that yesterday in the previous video. I ordered a pack of 24. Oh yes, I love ramen noodles. They're so quick and easy. Use your own stuff. Oh, it's wonderful. Now this was a oriental bowl that my grandfather had bought years ago, and it's just gorgeous, and I like to use it with my ramen noodles. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the design on this oriental bowl. It's just gorgeous. I've used it for many years, and so did he. On the bottom, I'll show you. I don't know what that says, but it says Japan on the bottom. And if anybody can read that, leave it in the comment section below what the saying says in the square. It probably says Japan. I don't know. I have no idea. So I'm putting on my egg with the pot covered and bringing it up to a boil. It's starting to bubble. Once it comes to a boil, now we don't want the hard rolling boil because it could crack the egg, and we don't want to crack the egg. So then it kept moving over out of frame of the video. It's like it was hiding in there. It didn't want to be videoed for this video today. It kept rolling back. And there it goes again. The incredible walking egg, yeah. It's doing its laps in the pool. That's what it's doing. So, you know, a watch pot never boils. Yes, it does. If you stand there long enough and you're patient, it will. So I move that incredible walking egg back, and it says, no, I want to go back over there. That's my spot. That's where I want to be. Anybody know why eggs do that? So it's coming up to the boil. I'm seeing some bigger bubbles now. Very shortly I will be turning off the heat, putting the lid back on the pot, and letting it rest and sit in that boiling water for 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I'll put together my ramen noodles while I wait. I will not put it into cold water until after those 15 minutes have ended. So, here we go. Incredible walking egg again, trying to hide out of the camera's view. But we can still see it, can't we? Yes, we can. So it has to sit for 15 minutes. Okay. It sat for 15 minutes. I turned off the timer and removed the egg because I want to put it into a bowl of cold water. and let it sit until it's, cool enough to handle, Now, I like to crack it alongside of the sink or whatever, if my sink is clean, which it always is. I always disinfect my sink. And I crack the egg on the side. So now I'm going to boil some fresh water and put some frozen vegetables along with a few cut up frozen onions into the water. And I will add my ramen noodle spices that I like to add. Remember, I don't use that little packet. No. So, in goes the noodle square block. Isn't that precious? You just gotta love the simplicity of this. It's just amazing. And it cooks in like 3 minutes. It's just amazing. I just love it. It's just so good and so quick. So I have ginger. So I'm going to add a little bit of powdered ginger to the water. You can add as little or as much as you like. I find if I overdo the ginger, it takes over everything else. Now the Chinese 5 spice. Just love this combination of spices. So I'm going to add that on top. And you can add more or less. It's up to you. You can even taste it once it's all, boiled for 3 minutes. And see if you have enough. If not, you can always add some more. But that little teaspoon that I used, it's one of those Long Island iced teaspoons, I suppose. It's got a long handle on it. I don't know the measurement of that. Probably a half a teaspoon. Maybe a little less. But I like to use that because it's got a long handle. It reaches inside of the jar. So anyway, I added some parsley to the top. And I also, out of frame, I believe, I added some garlic powder into it. Now, I usually don't add the soy sauce, because I do add soy sauce, till it's all done, and then I add it when it's all finished. So I will want to bring this up to a boil and cook it for around 3 to 4 minutes. I had sort of pre-thawed the frozen vegetables. And now it's time to get the egg ready, because this is the top of my ramen noodle bowl. So I'm just, knocking it on the side of the camera was zoomed in, so you can't really see, but I'm knocking it on the side to get it cracked. So let me zoom it out so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I like to crack it to get the cracks, put it back in the water, let the water sort of go inside where I cracked it. Get a teaspoon. That's my secret, so you're not ripping the egg whites when you try and get the shell off. So you find an entry point. Either take a little piece off to make an entry point, and then you slowly, underwater, slide that teaspoon turned upside down around, to see it's curved, right? It's curved like the egg is. So you just slide it in there and the eggshell just comes right off. And most times it will not rip the white of the egg. I had a few pieces that got stuck. I was in a hurry, I suppose, because I wanted to eat the soup. So anyway, but for the most part, it came off without tearing into the white of the egg. And it's a beautiful boiled egg. Now, if you've ever boiled an egg and you open it up and the back side of the egg is gray, you've overcooked it. This will never be gray when you cut it open. You'll see. I'll cut it open right in front of your eyes, and you'll see there's no gray ring around the outer edge of my yolk. It's beautifully cooked. There you go. Beautifully cooked. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's perfectly cooked. I mean, Have you ever seen such a gorgeous looking egg? Yeah. So my noodles are done. And now it's time to give it a little stir and bowl it up, as they say. Instead of plate it up, I'm going to bowl it up. Just having a look at the noodles to make sure that they are cooked sufficiently, which they were. So I need to get my spaghetti scoop to get the noodles out of there. Clear the way a little bit, as much as possible. I wish my lighting was better, but it's just simpler for me to film this way instead of trying to straddle the light stand, because the light I have is on a stand, like it's a tripod type stand, and there's no place to put it, and I have to it's just a mess. So I'm just doing it this way. So clean up my mess a little bit and get ready to start scooping. Get the noodles out of there first, because if I poured it, it would just flop in there and I would have noodle juice all over everything and myself probably. So I'll get it out, get the vegetables, now go on top after I get most of the noodles out. Presentation for me is okay, not as much as how it tastes, but presentation for me, if it looks good and looks pretty, means a lot. Makes your food taste better. Makes you a happier camper. I don't know about you, but it does me. Maybe I'm just weird in that way. I don't know. So now I get the scoop, the soup scoop, and scoop the broth that I seasoned myself with my own seasonings, and ladle it over the top of the noodles. Doesn't that look delicious, folks? Oh my goodness. I was just excited to sit down with my bowl of soup and edit this video, and oh yeah, just very excited. I don't always do the boiled egg, just occasionally, but today was a special day. I got the order in of my 5 spice that I've been waiting a week on, so I thought, today's the day, let's boil an egg and show you how I do it. I learned that from Martha Stewart, how she boils her eggs, and it works beautifully. And there you go. Ramen noodles my way. Then I add a bit of the soy sauce, probably too much, but it's low sodium soy sauce that I added to the mix. And then my soup is ready to eat. It's warm, it's full of vegetables and a boiled egg and onion and my own spices, so I know what's going in there. Look at that, folks. Wouldn't you like to have a spoonful of Laura's ramen noodle bowl? I'd share with you if you were here, or I'd make you a bowl for yourself. I have 2 of those bowls that are identical. But this is what I had for lunch today, and I thought, why not bring the camera out and let you see how I do it. And there's my beautiful looking eggs. Isn't that gorgeous, folks? Thank you for spending time with me. Bye-bye now.